Usually before these episodes of Wonderkid to Superstar, I'll sit here and tell you guys, oh, this guy scores loads of goals and wins loads of Ballon d'Ors. For this player, I'm just going to say grab some popcorn, sit back in your seat and get ready to have your mind blown, basically. This is insane. Hi everyone, Jake here for FMSCOUT. Welcome to another episode of Wonderkid to Superstar, where we take a Wonderkid, put them to the highest end of their potential range to see just how good they might become in your save. And this player today is insane. You might have heard about him already, you might have watched him play, you might have even known that he's had an upgrade in the winter update of FM23, but even knowing all that, I don't think you can prepare yourself for how good this player can be. Some of the results are crazy, but before we get into it, I'd like to ask you guys, if you do enjoy the video, please smash that like button for us to let us know that you've enjoyed the content, and it helps the channel too. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let us know in the comments who you'd like to see next in these videos. A lot of you guys suggested this player, so let's go check him out. We're heading over to Brighton in England, and you might have a good idea of who this is going to be already. You might have seen him on the thumbnail. It is none other than the Irish prospect known as Evan Ferguson. Now, Evan is an absolute talent right from the off. He could play at a Premier League level straight away. He's already considered a regular starter for Brighton, and his transfer fee is huge for a 17-year-old, but there is a reason. Now, I'm not putting this lightly when I say he reminds me of Erling Haaland before he made that Manchester City move in terms of his in-game attributes, because he is a physical monster. He's great in the air with 14 jumping reach. He's strong. He's quick with his pace and his acceleration. Only his agility is let down in his physicals, but he's only 17 here, so that's going to get way better. Add in some mental attributes that are better than most players of his age. Great final third ability with composure, anticipation, decision making is also great, concentration. Add that determination, work rate, and you've got a great mental prospect. Then you get onto his technicals, where he's a great finisher, he's a good header of the ball, he's got a good first touch, as we know he's great in the air already, and he can also play off a pretty nice pass and hit a long shot. There isn't too much this player can't do, and the fact that he's 17 and is considered able enough to be a complete forward already shows you just how good he is. Maybe only his dribbling lets you down, but he is set up to be an absolute monster in your save. He's got a potential range now after the winter update of 150 to 180. So on the higher end of that, you are getting an unreal striker, one of the best in the world. So now I'm going to move him over to our Real Madrid side and show you how we set him up in this simulation for the amazing results you're about to see. So we're going to be running a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress tactic that the game provides as a preset. I've only adjusted a few of the roles to be the roles I prefer, but Evan Ferguson is up top as an advanced forward, no additional instructions. Now, Evan could play pretty much any role up top, and advanced forward might not even be the most suitable one for him, but because I do like that role in Football Manager, I'm going to go for it here. I think it will suit our tactic nicely. Obviously, in your save, he wouldn't be good straight away to put into Real Madrid's first team, but fear not, because in a few years he definitely could get to that level. But we've used the editor to bring him over to Real Madrid for £40 million. He's set up and ready to go, and in terms of his training, I've just got him focused on that advanced forward role, and we're also having Benzema and Modric mentor him, two very good personalities, a great striker as well in Benzema to learn from. So Ferguson is ready in this Real Madrid side. Now I'm going to show you him on the lower end of his potential range to see how good he can be straight away, but then stick with us because I'll show you him at full growth in his prime, and like I mentioned, it's just unreal. The year is now 2024. Evan's been playing in our side for a couple of seasons now as the starting striker whilst we've been on holiday, and Evan has been doing amazing. He's now considered a 3-star player at the club, and his current ability is sitting at 153, so that's on the lower end of his potential range. So worst case scenario, if you develop Evan, he is going to look something like this: a physical monster who is pacey, great acceleration, good in the air, and strong, mentally an absolute beast. And his technicals haven't gone up a crazy amount just yet, but he is doing very well in that sense. He's got everything he needs to be a good level striker. If we highlight advanced forward, you can see why he would be so good. Now, I will always say in FM, I feel like physicals dominate everything in the last couple of years, and the fact that Evan is good in the air and quick, it's going to lead to him being very strong in game, and you'll see that in a second. But first and foremost, he's 19 now, as mentioned, on the lower end of that potential ability. He's got 4 goals in 14 appearances for Ireland, and keep an eye on that for later. But bear in mind, Ireland are not a team that are going to score 10 goals every international game. It's going to be a hard job for Evan to score, and the fact that he's scored pretty much 1 in 3 or so games at this stage is pretty impressive. But when it comes to the league form with Real Madrid, this guy is born to score. At the age of 17, remember, we bought him over, and straight away, he scored 40 goals in 37 appearances for Real Madrid. The next year, he gets 42 in 36 appearances, whilst also getting assists and getting an incredible average match rating. Now, it should be noted, he is now taking penalties by the looks of it, but this season, 4 out of 42 goals were penalties. The rest were all off his own back, and the season before, 8 penalties he scored by the looks of it in the league, but still 40 goals altogether. Just having 30 goals plus in the league is very impressive. So Evan is flying here. He's got himself a new contract. His valuation is about 65 million at this stage, but this of course is only him at the lowest end of his range, so prepare yourself to see just how good he can look in his prime. So here we are, the year is 2031, we are just under a decade or so in the future from when we first started. Real Madrid have destroyed the league, the goal difference is off the charts, and there's a reason for that. Can you guess who that reason is? It's obviously our Irish prodigy, Evan Ferguson, who now is a 5-star ability player at Real Madrid, and even if you don't trust star ratings, he is now at that 179 current ability mark. Whilst you do take a look at Evan's attributes, I will just take a second to let you know I do have my own channel in the description where we've got more Football Manager content, including YouTube shorts on Wonderkids you might not have heard of, and also rebuild videos, which a lot of you guys seem to enjoy, so come check that out. We did a Juventus one recently, a Chelsea one, and I'd really appreciate if you come and have a look at that and subscribe to the channel as we push for 20,000 subscribers. But back to Evan Ferguson. He's quick as anything, he's great in the air and still very strong. He's developed a few traits, and mentally he is now off the charts with great decision making, brilliant composure, anticipation is also there, he works hard, he can pass, his vision is good, he's got good long shots, but he is great in the air with 16 heading, 16 finishing, 14 dribbling and 15 first touch. He's only 26 at this stage, and he has 63 goals, guys, in 69 Ireland appearances. Remember what we said earlier, it's not going to be easy to score in this Irish national team, but he's done it so easily here. 63 goals in 69 appearances is exceptional, but what's even more exceptional is some of his form in the league. After you saw him, he had one season where he got less than a goal a game, and then after that, he went, you know what, I'm taking this to another level. Scores 40 in 37, 51 in 38, but this one blows my mind. 74 goals in 38 appearances, 10 of which, of course, are from penalties. But even without that, that would be 64 goals in 38 games. That's nearly 2 goals a game in the league, and he got an 8.23 average match rating. He continues to score for fun at this age, and I won't check the Ballon d'Ors page yet, but prepare yourself for how many he's going to win. He is just an unreal player, but I do have a simulation at the end of his career, so let me quickly switch to that. And you can see for another 10 years or so, Evan just continued to score goal after goal. I know it would be under my head and you can't see it, but he's played 688 games apparently and scored 981 goals, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that is only in the league, which if it is the case, is exceptional numbers. He scored 100 goals in 100 caps for Ireland, which is nuts in its own right, but now let me show you how many Ballon d'Ors he's won. Here we go, World Golden Ball. Wait till you see how many times his name appears. Here you go, still winning them at this age, so I imagine if I continue the simulation, he continued to win them. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Ballon d'Ors there. Did he win it any other years? No, but 14 Ballon d'Ors. What more can you say, guys? What more can you say about Evan Ferguson? You can see here some of the numbers. 92 goals in 57 appearances all season. 65 goals in 49 appearances this season. 95 goals in 55. Even at the old age of 35, he scored 69 goals in 55 appearances. He is an exceptional player, and I recommend you all sign him as soon as possible. After the winter update, he is insane. But that is the end of our Wonderkid to Superstar. I'm going to give him easily a 10 out of 10. I'll even call it an 11 out of 10. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. Let us know who you'd like to see next and subscribe for more. But most of all, have a great day everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.